Hi guys, if you would like to see my recreation / makeup inspired look by Rita Ora at the Brit Awards, then just keep watching. And I primed my face with the Guerlain Light Diffusing Perfecting Primer. I got a little sample of this, so I already primed my face with that. I like to do it after my moisturiser regardless of whether I'm wearing makeup or not. My eyes. So I'm going to use my beauty blender and the Guerlain Tenure de Perfection. I think that's what it's called. I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand and then work from there. This one's in Beige Pale, which I probably wouldn't usually go for pale, but in this case the look that I want to do, Rita Ora is quite bronzed, so having a paler foundation gives you the chance to work with what you've got. I wanted to do Rita Ora because I just think her makeup lately is amazing. I don't know whether she's changed artist or makeup or what, but she just looks incredible all the time, in my opinion. So whatever she's doing, she's, in my opinion, doing it right. As this is pretty light coverage, anywhere that I feel like I need a bit of extra coverage, I'm just going to dot a few more and layer it on top. Obviously wait until that bottom layer is dry before doing this, otherwise you're just caking and caking. The first thing I'm going to do is apply a bit of contour. She doesn't really have a contoured face, so I'm going to do this really lightly and just do cheekbones, forehead and slightly underneath the chin. Now I'm going to work that out with my beauty blender. As you can see, it's just sort of brought some depth to my cheeks and the rest of my face, but it's not too strong, which is what I was looking for. One thing I forgot to do is sort out my under eyes, so we'll do that now. And I'm just going to use the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer just to conceal everything. Just put that like that. And any blemishes. And then to lighten up my face, which Rita Ora does have quite a lot of highlighting here, I'm going to use my Age Rewind as always and just do the upside triangle method underneath my eyes. Go down my nose and Cupid's bow, and she's got some on her chin, so do a little star on your chin, and then she's got a little bit on her forehead as well. Now this is going to crease pretty quickly if you don't have your powder on hand, so I've got my powder on hand which is just the Nars translucent powder, and I've got the loose version. And then I'm just going to use my Real Techniques setting brush. First use my beauty blender and get that all out before I even move on to anything else. I'm going to go straight in now with that setting brush and just set that in place. And do the same for those areas as well. Anywhere where you know you're going to need it, it's worthwhile doing it. And as you can see, I already look much more wide awake and ready to go. So that's always a good thing. I'm now quickly going to pop some Vaseline on my lips because this is a really simple lip. There's not going to be much product on there, but I just like to keep my lips hydrated while I'm doing my makeup rather than wait till the very end and then have to wait a little while. So next I'm going to move on to eyebrows. I'm going to use the same products as I always use and just do a very strong brow. So I will link a tutorial down below, but I'm going to skip this bit and then I'll come back after. So we're going to move on to the eyes, and the first thing that I'm going to do is prime my eyes using the 24-hour Smashbox Photo Finish Shadow Primer. So she's wearing this sort of eye that I would normally go for anyway, just a bit more glitz and glam in there. So I'm going to go all over the lid with this colour from the Double Exposure Smashbox palette, and it's called Veiled. Now I do find with this palette, because you can use them wet or dry, the shadows do tend to drop a little bit, so keep a face brush on hand just to wipe anything away. And I'm going to take this right up to the brow bone just to highlight a little bit as well. I am going to put another highlighting powder there, by the way. And I'm going to take this colour in to the corner and right the way down, because it's going to act as a base and she has colour right the way down. Now she has sort of a bronzy colour all over her lid and then smokes it out with a darker brown. So I'm going to go for this middle colour in my MAC Neutral palettes, which I'll leave all the colour names down below for you. And then just not right into the corner, but just go from almost to the corner and then sweep it over the rest of the eye. And she does have it up a little bit, so it's not just above the crease. Obviously when you're going out, that just makes your look much more dramatic. Now I'm going to go in, but I'm going to try a different colour as my transition colour. I'm going to try the Sumatra. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I'm going to try the Sumatra from the little Smashbox trio that I've got. That's just this brownie colour here. And that's just going to go above and below the crease. I realise for a transition shade it can come off quite dark, but because the crease and like outer V shade is going to be much darker, almost a black, so like a chocolate brown, it will work quite nicely, especially with this golder shade. Right. Now I'm going to go for a dark brown and I'm going to go back to my MAC Neutral palette and choose this dark brown here, which is called Brun, and just go on the outer V and in the crease a little bit, so into the crease, and you want to sort of do a flick, so you want it to slant upwards, so, and then come out and just above the crease come back in. You want everything to be as dark as possible, so just really keep going in and making it darker. Now I'm going to go back in with that goldy shade and just pat some over the middle and then back in with the darker shade as well. She has quite a glittery eye, so bringing that gold shade all over the lid has, because I only have matte dark browns, so bringing that gold shade all over the lid has sort of brought some glitter to that dark brown as well, which is nice for a night look. Now she's brought the brown underneath, but one thing that I'm going to do first is line my waterline and my tight line. Now she's actually lined the water and the tight line right away into the corner of the eye as well, so we're going to do that, and then that's with a black Khol liner, I would think. And then I'm going to take a brown Khol liner instead of using that fluffy brush, just to make it all a bit more dramatic. I'm going to line my actual lash line with a brown, just to about, if you're looking straight, where your pupil is. Then I'm going to take a slanted brush and just smoke that out a little bit. And now I'm going to go in with the, because it's a different shade of brown, I'm going to go in with the brown before and continue to smoke that out and connect it to this top shade. Now I'm going to go in with that bronze colour and just do the middle. Again, not quite to the corner, but do the middle and have it there. You want it slightly down, but not too far down. Just use your finger to blend those colours together in the very middle. Now I'm going to use my L'Oreal Colour Riche in Sable Lane, because that's a really pretty glittery gold, and just to highlight the inner corner. And I'm actually going to use a lip brush for this. This is just a Real Techniques lip brush, and just get as much product on there as I can and pat it right into the corner, because this doesn't transfer very well onto your skin, so getting a lot of product will mean that you'll obviously have a better colour payoff. And you can see why bold brows are pretty good for this look, because with this eye it looks a bit unnatural, but with this you can end up having your brows sort of disappear because your eyes are such a statement piece. And that seems to be it for the eyes, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye and then I will be back. And now we've done the eyes, I'm going to leave the rest of the face stuff until last, until just before my lips rather. And she has really big dramatic lashes, which obviously you need for this sort of eye look, otherwise your lashes will get lost. So I got these from Paul's Boutique. They're just false lashes and they're lengthening ones. So I'm just going to put those on. I'll open them first. Ooh. I'm not going to use the glue that comes with them because I don't like that. I like the Revlon glue. And firstly, just to prep my lashes, I'm going to use the Benefit Roller Lash and just go over my lashes. You don't want to go overboard with this because your false lashes will start to look different to your real lashes. So just one coat will do. And then let that dry and settle, and then we'll put the lashes on. So what I do when I have lashes, I just wrap them around my finger like this, and it sort of sets the shape a bit more and hopefully makes them easier to apply. Then I'm just going to get my glue and take some off. Oh, and just hold the lashes by the end of them and then just apply a little bit of glue on there. Wait until it's tacky, otherwise it will just be sliding everywhere. And you just grab some tweezers. I tend to do the middle first and then go outwards. So let's see if we can do this. Like this. Put that on. And then put the outside on. Now the inside. And there you go. These lashes weren't as spidery as I thought they would be, but you know, it still adds to that dramatic look. Then obviously you're just going to repeat that for the other side. And then I'm going to grab my mascara again and just go over to combine all the lashes. Ooh. Now I'm going to do the final touches on my face, and I'm just using Natural Collection Peach Melba as a blush, because she doesn't seem to have a blush on, but I'm sure she does because she has a little bit of rosy cheeks, unless that's natural, which obviously I don't have. So the peach colour will kind of go really well with what I'm about to do. So I'm just going to get a Real Techniques multitask brush and my Lord & Berry bronzer in Sunny and just bronze up my face big time, because she is so bronzed and looking beautifully bronzed in this. So I'm just going to make sure I do too. Make sure you don't neglect your neck at this point, because otherwise you will end up with a really bronzed face and your neck will look white. You want to just go on the highest points of your face, and then I'm just going to go in with this Golden Glow by Natural Collections because she looks very shimmery as well, so just go over all the bronzing that I've done but with a more shimmery bronze. Now we're on to the final part, finally, and that is lips. So she's gone really simple for this and just gone for like a peachy shimmery lip. So I'm going to use the Sweet Pink from Maybelline, which is the Colour Sensational Lip Liner, and just line and take this off first. And just line and fill in my lips. Now I've got 2 lip glosses to mix. I'm first going to put on this pink one, and this could go horribly wrong because I couldn't find anything that's sort of that colour. So we'll see how this is. And this is just like a pearl finish type of lip gloss. And then to take the pink out of it, I've got this Victoria's Secret's lip gloss, which is a brownie colour, and I'm just going to put that on top. So this is my look, which was inspired or a recreation of the Brits makeup that Rita Ora wore, and like I said, she's just been amazing with her makeup on The Voice and at all the awards that she's been to. I've really loved all of the looks, so I found it really hard to choose which one. But I thought this is a look that can be changed slightly to be dressed down or made even more dramatic. And so that is it for this video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you want me to do any more celebrity inspired or recreations, then just leave who you want and what look down below and I will try and do that for you. If you want to see my previous video, then just click on the box right there, it will take you straight to it. If you want to see more of me and subscribe to my channel, then just click on the YouTube box right here and it will take you to where you need to go. Everything you need in terms of my Twitter on Instagram is down below, so check that out. Also my blog, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!